The world fears what it cannot understand. And among all the mysteries of human nature, none are more feared than the minds that cannot be controlled. Machiavelli once said that people are driven by two things, love and fear, but those who command both become unstoppable. Today, we're not talking about the loudest or the strongest. We're talking about the three most dangerous personality types, the quietest, the most deliberate. They walk among us, often unseen, yet every step they take shapes the world around them. They don't chase power, they attract it. They don't demand attention. Attention finds them. They are dangerous because they have mastered themselves before ever trying to master anyone else. The first kind of dangerous person is the observer. This is the one who says little, listens more, and sees everything. While others speak just to be heard, the observer studies patterns, emotions, and intentions. They learn the rhythm of human behavior, the silent language of the body. They know when to move and when to stay still, because patience is their greatest weapon. Most people reveal their weaknesses through their desperate need to be understood. But the observer never explains themselves. The less people know, the more they imagine. And that imagination in the hands of others becomes fear. The observer's danger lies in their awareness. They can walk into a room and sense who is lying, who is pretending, who is desperate for validation. They don't attack directly, they wait for people to destroy themselves with their own words. Their silence is not emptiness, it is strategy. Their calm is not weakness, it is calculation. They can see betrayal coming long before it happens because they study human nature instead of blindly trusting it. The observer understands that everyone wears a mask, and they've learned to look right through them. They never react immediately because reactions are chains. The moment someone can make you react, they control you. But if you stay calm, if you remain unreadable, you control the game. The second type is the manipulator, the master of influence. They understand that truth doesn't matter if perception can be shaped. They don't fight reality, they rewrite it. They tell people what they want to hear, not because they believe it, but because it serves their purpose. They know how to make others feel seen, admired, and important, feeding their ego until their loyalty becomes a leash. The manipulator never shows their full hand. They hide power behind charm, cruelty behind politeness, and ambition behind humility. People might call them kind, right up until they realize they were never on their side, they were always on their own. They know how to create trust, not through honesty, but through consistency. They don't argue, they agree, nod, and watch. They make you believe the idea was yours. That is their genius. They let others build their own cage, and then thank them for it. To Machiavelli, manipulation wasn't evil, it was survival. The manipulator understands that most people crave validation more than truth. Give them what they crave, and you own them. Control doesn't come from shouting. It comes from understanding what people fear and what they love, and then turning both into tools. The manipulator's danger lies in their invisibility. They don't fight, they redirect. They don't push, they pull. They don't confront, they guide. They turn enemies into allies and allies into instruments. By the time people finally see their true nature, it's already too late, they've already won. And that brings us to the third and final type, the detached. The most dangerous of all. This is the one who needs nothing. You cannot control someone who doesn't crave approval, attention, or love. The detached has mastered the art of letting go. They aren't cold because they lack emotion. They're cold because they control it. The detached person has learned that dependence is weakness. They walk alone, not because they hate the world, but because they have outgrown it. You can't manipulate someone who doesn't need validation. You can't threaten someone who isn't afraid of loss. The detached one doesn't seek revenge. Their indifference is punishment enough. They don't explain, justify, or defend themselves because they know true power doesn't beg to be understood. Their silence unsettles people because it's unreadable. Their calmness in the middle of chaos makes others question themselves. When fortune turns against them, they don't complain, they adapt. When people betray them, they don't fight back. They simply disappear, leaving them haunted by the memory of their calm. The detached lives by a simple rule: nothing external should have the power to disturb your inner peace. And that is what makes them untouchable. So you have the observer who sees the world, the manipulator who moves it, and the detached who transcends it. Each of these types carries a unique danger, but the last one, the detached, is truly beyond control. They are free from the emotional strings that bind ordinary people. They play no role, wear no mask, and seek no validation. They simply exist, aware and unbothered. Machiavelli believed that fortune favors those who prepare in silence and act without hesitation. These three types embody that truth. The observer prepares, the manipulator acts, and the detached endures. True power belongs to those who understand this balance. To become dangerous, you must first become disciplined. You must master your emotions because emotions reveal weakness. Anger makes you predictable. Desire makes you dependent. Fear makes you blind. But once you learn to control all three, people will sense it. They will treat you differently. Your silence will make them nervous. Your calmness will make them doubt themselves. Your lack of reaction will make them desperate for your attention, and that desperation is your leverage. Most people are slaves to impulse. They speak too soon, trust too easily, and feel too deeply. The dangerous are the opposite. They delay reaction, they think before speaking, they detach before deciding. They understand that every move must serve a purpose. They don't seek chaos, but they know how to use it. They don't chase validation, but they manipulate those who do. They don't reveal emotion because control is currency. A dangerous person can sit through humiliation without blinking, because they know that patience will bring a revenge sweeter than rage ever could. They can smile through betrayal because they know time exposes all masks. The observer waits for truth to reveal itself. The manipulator builds advantage out of illusion. The detached walks away from both, untouchable. To live like this, you must accept loneliness. You will be misunderstood, envied, and feared. But that is the price of freedom. When you stop needing people's approval, you start seeing who they really are. You stop trying to be liked and start being respected. And when you are respected, you no longer have to chase anything: power, loyalty, even love. They come to you. The dangerous understand this. People follow strength, not just kindness. They follow certainty, not emotion. They follow control, not chaos. Machiavelli wrote that it is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But the true master learns to be respected, which is the perfect balance between the two. Respect is born from predictability, restraint, and self-command. When people realize they cannot control your emotions, they begin to respect your power. So ask yourself, are you the one who observes, the one who manipulates, or the one who has detached completely? Each is powerful in its own right, but only those who learn when to shift between them can dominate any situation. Be the observer when others are loud. Be the manipulator when others are naive. Be the detached when others beg for a reaction. This is how you rise above emotion, above chaos, above control. The three most dangerous personality types are not defined by violence, but by clarity. They do not shout, they whisper. They do not run, they wait. They do not seek, they attract. The observer understands everything, the manipulator moves everyone. The detached needs nothing. And the one who learns from all three becomes something else entirely untouchable. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more insights into the art of power and human nature. See you in the next one.